Rabbi Sai Azoi. In the course of Avraham Avinu's travels through the land of Canaan, he came to Beit El, and the pasuk notes there was a different place lying to the east called Ai, V'ha'ai Mikedem. Around 250 years ago, this seemingly technical pasuk, V'ha'ai Mikedem, played an important role in an incident between Rabbi Akiva Eiger and his future son-in-law. My hi. There are some Gedolim about whom it's said they were born with average abilities. They just worked hard and strived to reach greatness. No one could say that about the great Rabbi Akiva Eiger. Born in 1761 in a place called Eisenstadt, which is today in Austria, he was so brilliant in his youth that even before his bar mitzvah, local scholars were amazed at how he would solve the difficulties which they were stuck with in the Talmud. By the age of 14, he was already acting effectively as the assistant Rosh Yeshiva to his uncle in the yeshiva in Breslau. His Torah brilliance is breathtaking. He would learn over 50 dapim of Gemara every day and give nearly 40 shiurim a week. And he gave us a phenomenal Yerusha, his Kedushim, his Shuvas, his notes on Shulchan Aruch, his Gilyonos on the side of the Gemara. His analysis occupies such a central role when you're learning a Sugya Be'iyun. The learned all know that Rabbi Akiva Eiger, Frek the Kasha, that's where the Sugya is at. And there's a well-known rule that Rabbi Akiva Eiger asks at Tzarech Ian, you don't dare to answer the question straight away, if at all. I often tell guys in my Gemara share, it's worth being a Yid just so you've got a shaykhus to Rabbi Akiva Eiger before you even begin to learn his Torah. That penetrating charifas in Torah was one aspect of Rabbi Akiva Eiger's Gadlus. There was a different aspect which is important for us to know before we go back to our original question. Outside of the world of limud and halacha, Rabbi Akiva Eiger was the absolute opposite of sharp. He was known for his incredible kindness and humility. He never ever called anyone a Talmud. Who is to say, he would say, that person is any less than me. He was extremely caring. He was heralded by the king of Prussia for his unbelievable care looking after people during the cholera epidemic of the early 1830s. But during decades and decades working as a community rov, he was known for the countless hours he would spend doing Bikur Cholim with care and sensitivity. Now back to our original question. What role did those words, V'ha'ai Mikedem, play in Rabbi Akiva Eiger's life? So the story is, Rabbi Akiva Eiger's daughter got engaged to a fine young Ben Torah. And this young man was invited to have breakfast with the Eiger family one morning. Now it's important to know that the word in Yiddish for an egg is I. And seemingly, Rabbi Akiva Eiger ate eggs for breakfast. Now as they were sitting at the table, Rabbi Akiva Eiger could not locate the eggs. The fine young chassan, spotting that the eggs were to the right of his future father-in-law, said to Rabbi Akiva Eiger, V'ha'ai mikedem, meaning the eggs are to the east, they're to your right. Wow, that's very impressive. This fine young man learned psukim, he remembered them, he was even witty and quick enough to make a clever quip on the pasuk. Wow. Isn't that the type of baka fitting to be Rabbi Akiva Eiger's son-in-law? Well, Rabbi Akiva Eiger himself didn't think so. His reaction? He called off the shidduch on the spot. You might be very clever. You make jokes about the Heilige Torah, the Torah HaKadosha. You're very smart, but I don't want you as a son-in-law. Rabbi Akiva Eiger might have been the most humble, kindest man in Europe. When it comes to Torah, that's the most serious thing in the world. No room for Leitzanos. Now contrast that story with another episode when a different daughter of Rabbi Akiva Eiger got engaged. His daughter Serol had become a widow at the age of 22, left with two young daughters. Rabbi Akiva Eiger contacted the Chassam Sofer, the Rav of Pressburg, to see if he had potentially any ideas for a new chassan for his daughter. The Chassam Sofer passed on the letter to a close associate, who looked at the letter and thought, you know what, maybe the Chassam Sofer himself, he's also a widower, would be a good idea for Rabbi Akiva Eiger's daughter. The Kachava Maisa, and in 1812, the shidduch was sealed. Rabbi Akiva Eiger traveled to Pressburg to meet his future son-in-law. They greeted each other and started speaking, but things became very heated. They were shouting at each other, arguing, and the people standing close by thought, what's happening? Maybe the shidduch is off. Rabbi Akiva Eiger turned to them and reassured them, no. This is just Melcham Shel Torah. This is how we become Oavim Zeh Zeh. I'll love him like a son. That's how a chassan speaks to his future father-in-law. What a person Rabbi Akiva Eiger was. So kind, so humble, so caring. when it came to Torah Hagadosha, that's very, very serious business, which is something which he himself lived to the full. And what a treasure chest he left us. Hoka chumps.